So who here believes in angels? Wow, good statistics, because statistically 50% of people in the UK believe in angels. So we have a good crowd here. And actually I wanted to do a slide presentation today, but I don't think we have the right cables. So that was a topic that I wanted to talk to you about, but I'm really open to any practical questions that you have. If you need to ask me something specific on how can I solve this problem with the help of angels, I'm willing to answer you either now or afterwards at the stand that I have in the Great Hall. So what I wanted to cover today is the Archangel Invocation we just did, which brings a really powerful energy in this room of divine consciousness. So normally only truth can be spoken, healing can take place in this environment. And I'm going to show you a little bit about who I am and my personal experiences with angels, then some practical uses that everybody can use in everyday life. And I was planning to do a meditation where you can meet your guardian angel, but we might run out of time. And I do have a recording of that on my website, and I also have it for sale on CD, in case we run out of time. So I've already spoken about the 5 archangels that we invoked here today, and seeing that you are connoisseurs, you probably know. Archangel Michael I use mainly for protection, like when I'm really in danger, on the threat of being robbed in the street. Or actually Archangel Michael, I ask him to protect my house when I go on a holiday also, to make sure nobody comes in and steals anything. So this is a few very, very powerful angels to have with me. And I don't know whether you know, but I work for the NHS here in the infirmary, and I'm very sensitive to the negative energy that hangs in buildings where people are ill, unhappy, sad, traumatized. So before I walk into a place like that, I actually surround myself with angels, so I can stay in my high vibration, which is love and peace, which we all are. But sometimes life pushes us and throws things at us that kind of pushes us out of this space where we actually all should be. And that's why I kind of protect myself with my army of angels. And you can invoke as many angels as you like. There's heaps of them, and they really, really would love to work with all of you. And even people who don't believe in it have guardian angels. And sometimes when I do a reading with somebody who's not particularly a believer, these guardian angels, they stand there behind the person saying, yes, yes, tell them. Because the way it works is that my angel kind of can talk to their angel, and then I get the message to communicate. So everybody could do it. It's just a question of lifting your vibration and hearing the messages of the angels. And you probably all know about the angel signs, and you see a feather or you hear a song or something that's a sign that, yes, they're listening to me, and that's the answer I was looking for. So the next archangel I work with a lot is Archangel Raphael for healing. Whenever I did surgery, I always felt his presence. I operate on ice mainly, and I always feel this very big presence behind me. I feel archangels always stand behind me, and it's like this. That's how the protection works, with his big wings. And sometimes I feel like they're working with me as I do surgery. And also the energy that comes out of my hand, the healing energy at the same time. So sometimes I would have operated a cataract on somebody, and later on the patient would say, wow, that headache I had for 10 years is also gone. And then I know this healing energy has gone through my hands into the patient while I was operating on a cataract. So very healing archangel, Raphael. Archangel Gabriel, I've had messages from him saying that I ignore him too much. And he was traditionally the messenger angel. So he's still really good if you need help with communication. Let's say you're not happy at work and you want to change your work situation, but you're too scared to confront a very angry boss or something. You can ask your angels and the archangels to communicate for you. So you just imagine that you are talking to them, and I would really like to say, with your help, archangels or angels, can you please pass on this message to my boss to be nicer to me and to please give me some time off, and you can already do this before you have the real conversation. And what often happens is that their angel will pick up on the communication, and in their sleep they will get this message of, oh, I should really be nicer to my staff. Okay, I'm gonna give them a day off. And then the next day you're at work and bam, it's easy. So I feel like it's a really good way of communicating with people. You feel like you're too scared to talk to them, or you don't want to confront them, or you know they're not gonna listen. It also works really well in relationships, actually. You know, if you have problems with a child or a partner, you think they're not open to what I have to say, you can just ask your angels to talk to their angels to help you with conflict resolution. And I remember I often do that when I have a conflict with somebody and I really don't want to get in a fight. I just ask my angel, can you please help us with this, and just make them understand that I mean well and they should just like give me some space or something. Like the message gets passed on through their angels. And the next time you meet this person or patient, they might be completely different, and they might say, I actually realize now what you were trying to say to me. And this is so easy to get, you know, it's a loving, peaceful way of getting conflict resolution. Nobody gets forced into doing anything. It's just the intention is there, and you use higher energies, always with love, you know. I never send negative thoughts to anybody, because I know that's also powerful and just don't want to do it. So the next archangel that we've invoked is Archangel Uriel. And traditionally that angel is the angel of divine wisdom, and is the one you can ask upon when you need to make a decision. Like, is this the right guy for me? Do I need to take this job? Do I need to move to Spain? All of these things you can ask Archangel Uriel. Just sit down. Like when you talk to angels, it's best to also have a candle, a little bit of incense, a clean space, to really go in this relaxed state, and then you will hear the messages and the answers. So anybody can really do that. Archangel Michael, sometimes it's just like, you know, I lived in South Africa for a while, where it's a dangerous place at times, and I got chased at night by a car full of people with bad intentions, and that's the time that I say, Archangel Michael, now come and save us. It's like, I don't have time to burn the incense and the candle then, you know, it's like, and then, you know, some other car turned around and chased them away. So it happens like that. It's not always, it can just be that your angels then will talk to another person, go and save those girls in that car, and they will come and help. Often people get messages from angels and they actually do nice things for other people, because that's the way it works, you know. If you see somebody in the street having problems carrying their groceries, or it might just be their angel saying to your angel, can you please come and help? And then you feel like, oh, I'm going to help that person. So there's a lot of energy and consciousness around us that's very benevolent, and I'm sure you're all aware of it, but not everybody uses it, and it's there to be used. It's there for you to have an easy, peaceful life. It's there for you to get help. So what I just wanted to make sure that you know, it's available for everybody. The last archangel I want to discuss, and there are more, is Archangel Metatron, because he keeps on coming up in my journey work a lot as being very present, very powerful, big archangel. And it all has to do with transformation. So in my life, I'm in a transformation from maybe being an NHS doctor to more of a spiritual healer. But the planet is also going through a phase of transformation, and actually what we're trying to do is lift everybody's vibration. If you can all leave this place full with love and light and go home and spread that in your household and in your community, that's the way that we actually lift the vibration on the planet. You don't have to do big things. All you can do is work on yourself and be that light out there in the community, and you will positively influence other people around you. So, and that if there's a lot of people all over the planet who are doing this, so together we can make a change. And that's the broader perspective and the message that I have here. So this is me at work as a surgeon in the hospital. I've also written a book about how I work with angels. It describes like the first time as a little child when I walked home. I was only 6 and I had to walk home through a dark street, and I got attacked by an adult, and I had to, I fought myself off, told my mother, she didn't believe me, and I had to come, I had to walk home from music school every night in the dark, and because I was so scared, because I knew there was physical danger on the road that I had to take, I just prayed and my angel showed up, and for 6 years that angel walked me home from music school every time, and that was a really, really powerful presence in my life. And thanks to that, I'm also never scared in the dark, because I know I'm never alone. So there's a lot of scenes in here where my life got saved, from drowning by an angel. During a motorbike accident, I was carried through the sky and then put down gently. Everybody else had broken bones in the accident, but not me. I saw everything happening in slow motion, actually. That person landed, and then I was softly put down, jumped up, called the ambulance, and was, you know, very much present. So I'm very much aware that I was carried by my angels in that moment, in that accident. So yeah, so I recommend that it's a good adventurous book. And what else? So that's the book. And of course, you can imagine it wasn't easy for me as a medical doctor, especially a surgeon, to talk about angels. And I describe how I use them in surgery in the UK. I've tried it before in Belgium, and a lot of people who are doing spiritual things or even burning incense are frowned upon by certain people. But I think the time is right now, because I find it's part of my life purpose to bring this consciousness into the medical world that's very much based on intellect and studies, and doesn't care much about how are people feeling. Does the patient really want this surgery? Like, also, it's also about giving power to the patients. That's what I want to teach the doctors. I basically also want to teach the doctors they should give their patients permission to get better or to get healthy, because sometimes there's this codependency between doctors and patients. Patients give their health to their doctor, and the doctor keeps it. Like, okay, I'll hold on this. But there's so much emotional healing, spiritual healing that we can do that can avoid a lot of physical disease, so that you would never have to go to hospital. Okay. So it's two of my main messages are that everybody has more power than they think about their own well-being. And the second message is I would like the traditional medical world to relax a little bit, to be open to the benefits of other forms of healing, including energy healing, spiritual healing. Faith is so important. I mean, there's heaps of medical studies done on people who just put their hands on rats with cancer, and their rats healed from cancer. And all they had to do was think happy thoughts.